Hey everyone, welcome back to another Nostalgic Friday. So this week we're going to be talking about something actually, pretty good this time around. Unlike last week when we talked about something, terrible. So this week we're going to be talking about something that I bet maybe some of us, have, maybe most adults would know about, or some kids probably enjoyed. So I guess I bet when we were kids, there were some times where there were some moments where our parents would randomly forget to put us to bed, and we would just, stay up as late as we want, watching, cartoons for adults that kids our age were not even allowed to watch. But unless there were some parents who were, okay with them letting them watch that type of stuff. And here's one thing. I was only allowed to watch one show. But the rest, no. Because the only reason was because my mom's excuse for it was because it had bad language. And I had no idea what the heck that even was, and I somehow wish I asked her what the heck that meant, but thinking about it now, I realize, you know what, if young innocent me ever asked that, then oh my god, we would lead to an awkward conversation. But today, I want to talk about a show that I think I never noticed any swearing and is actually pretty funny and has been going on since 1989. And I tell ya, it's pretty much one of the best, even though it's been going downhill as of lately. And also, the creator behind the show, is working on another series on Netflix, which part 2 is supposed to come out next week, which I'm gonna watch because, I've seen the first part, and I don't really consider myself a fan, but I'm just interested to know what's gonna happen. And, I think you can already take a guess what this show is called. And if you said Simpsons, then you are correct. Yeah. So, I think from the very beginning, I kind of do remember one time I asked my mom, how come you only allowed me to watch The Simpsons and everything else was not okay to watch? And she was like, I did actually think The Simpsons wasn't okay, but your dad thought it would be okay to watch. And once you know it was a big success, and it started becoming a night tradition. Except maybe on, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday or Sunday? I'm not sure. There was one day when they didn't play them, and usually on those nights I would watch, iCarly, and that's when I actually got over my fear of, live action shows, but I'll talk about that one in another video, sometime. So, I have to say, I just really like this show. It brings back so many nostalgic memories, and I've even looked at some Instagram accounts that show clips and images, and some of them still make me laugh, even though they may seem a bit, even if the shows from today aren't really all that good, which, by the way, I've seen some of the clips from the new episodes, and I think they're kind of funny. Okay, I know, maybe some people don't like them because they've gone downhill, but come on, at least give one thing a chance. And I know there's been a few, bits of some, controversial stuff going on as of lately, which I think some of you may know of, and I sure do, and I gotta say, it's pretty shocking, to say the least. And I know some people are mad and all. Yes. So, I gotta say, there have been a few memories of watching the show. Like I gotta say, laughing so hard at like some moments, and like maybe remembering some stuff. In fact, like I actually remember one time there was actually this really funny scene that had me laughing so hard. Like I was just rolling on the couch like that is so funny. And my mom, who was in the same room as me, just looked at me and like, you're so silly. Yep. And what other thing should I talk about? Well, I don't know if anyone really remembers this too much, but how many of us remember the Simpsons movie from, I guess, 2007? Yeah, I pretty much do. I mean, I actually remember going to see that in the theater, with my mom, and a friend and her family. Here's the thing. Now, I wasn't really too familiar with ratings back then, but somehow as I got older and realized that the movie was rated PG-13 and we were like kids, I'm like, okay, how on earth did our parents even manage to get us into that theater when they noticed, when the people who were giving out the tickets knew we were children? Like, they could have just said, sorry, it's rated PG-13. Or was it because we had adults with us? I mean, I really don't get it. In fact, you know what? I do wonder about some other kids. Like, I know for a fact there may have been some kids who, like, that I remember going to elementary school who, really liked, the Marvel movies. Like, I mean, back in 2012, like, when Avengers first came into theaters, man. I mean, seriously, there were so many boys in my class who were, like, big on the, Avengers. And also, I had this teacher, who actually lived next door to the classroom I went to, and we often would go into his classroom and, just do stuff. And actually, one time, he actually showed us the trailer for Captain America. Yeah, that was at the time Captain America, was in theaters. And, we, we actually colored, them in. And we actually had to color some pictures in of him. And I kind of added a lot of girly colors, and another one where I drew him wearing underpants. Man, I was such a silly kid back then. Like, really. Anyways, you know what? I am getting really off topic here. I should continue talking about The Simpsons and maybe, some other things. Now, other things I do want to talk about now. I did, in fact, love watching The Simpsons, but a few other things, well, pretty much every time, I guess, every night, I guess, they would play 2 episodes, and I don't know, I was really happy they did that. Although, what was no fun is that my mom would send me to bed after it was done because Family Guy would come up next, or American Dad, or seriously. Although today, my stepdad, watches, like, Family Guy, and somehow my mom doesn't have the same reaction. And that's probably because, I'm older now and I understand things. And not to mention, Family Guy is going downhill as of right now. Yeah, like, jeez. And you know what? Somehow, I did actually start watching reviews on some of the shows I was never allowed to watch. In fact, you know what? Besides those other 2 shows, I was also never allowed to watch South Park. Yeah, like, and my mom's only excuse for that was because it was rude. It sounded pretty rude. I'm like, okay. And somehow seeing reviews, I realized why. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I see why my mom wouldn't allow me to watch this stuff. But all these other reviewers, their parents were okay with them watching this. What the heck? To any of you reviewers, you guys are so lucky. Like, my mom was like, you can't be watching this. This this is not okay. Besides, it has bad words. Oh my god. Mom, I don't understand what bad words are. Can you explain? At least that's what I would have thought, but I was too innocent to even ask what the heck that meant. So, yep. Now, a few other things I kind of want to talk about when it came to watching The Simpsons, like maybe some jokes or other things I didn't get when I was younger, like, oh, like here, I can name one, like Bart, you know, prank calling Moe in some episodes. Like, I remember when I was younger, everything just would fly by my head, like whatever he said. I just thought he would be just saying random words and it would just make the customers laugh. But somehow, a few years later, I watched this top 10 list by Watch Mojo called Top 10 Bart Simpson Prank Calls, and I'm seeing a few of the names that he's actually saying. I'm like, oh my god, how on earth did I miss all of these? Well, then again, I was a child and I didn't understand. And also, I did in fact find a few curse words in these. I'm like, well, not too many, just one. I'm like, oh my god, they did actually swear on this show. What the heck? Seriously. Oof. But hey, then again, it's like something. But hey, then again, they let me. Hey, then again, this was the woman that allowed me to go see the movie that was PG-13. And I do in fact remember they should have been a nudity, but well, not too much of it, just one part in general. I don't want to say which one, but oof. And I gotta say, that was sure something. I'm like, oh my god. And although I do wonder what the heck my mom's reaction to that was, I'm like, oh god, is my daughter better not question this. Or I hope what my friend's mom was thinking, like, oh my god, my children better not mention this. Hey, it was still a funny movie overall. I mean, although I barely hear people talk about it, like it's so underrated for some reason. But yeah. So, I guess, well, that's pretty much all I gotta say about this. I mean, because I really don't have anything else to say, but hey, overall, it was a very good show, and I'm happy it, made my childhood. And, well, even though it's still going to this day, and, well, I haven't really watched it in years, but hey, I think I might still be a fan, considering I visit Instagram accounts of it now and again. So, yes. So, that's all I gotta say about this show, and I have to say it was funny overall, even though it hasn't been getting very funny, and probably everyone wants it to be done by now. Like most every other show that's been going on for the longest time, like SpongeBob. And I know Family Guy, like, been going on since 1999, and was it 1999? It could have been. I'm not sure. But hey, that's just what you, I guess that's just what you do. So, yep. So, anyways, I guess that's all I have to say. And also, yeah, so anyways, now I want you to excuse me. I gotta wait until September 20th for Disenchantment Part 2.